On the news at 7, Ebira community pledges to support government in tackling security challenges in Ondo State. Edo State government denies owing workers' salary, describes report of civic tech organization budget as false. Nigeria Labour Congress recommends upward review of workers' salaries, faults governor's economic prescriptions. From the foreign scene, Taliban disperses Afghan women's march for work and freedom. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7. I am Akinwumi Abodunde. Tonight we begin with security issues. In a bid to further secure Ondo State and its people, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has met with Ebiras in the northern senatorial district of the state. The governor, while briefing government house correspondents after the meeting held behind closed doors, said no effort will be spared in protecting the lives and property of residents. The meeting at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office in Akure was attended by security chiefs, members of the State Executive Council and local government chairmen. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole has more.
Determined to further secure Ondo State and its people, especially the need to put an end to recent security challenges following the recent church terror attack in Owo, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu had an interface with the Ebiras in the northern senatorial district of the state. The meeting, held behind closed doors at the Cocoa Conference Hall of the Governor's Office in Akure, was attended by security chiefs, members of the State Executive Council, local government chairmen and other concerned individuals. Briefing government house correspondents after the meeting, Governor Akeredolu says that frank and honest discussion was held between government, security agencies and the Ebiras, noting that the message was well received.
As I assure you all, that we have had very frank discussion with ourselves. And the leader of Ebiras in Ondo State, Odeya Ibra, spoke of that with Ebiras and a few other people. And we have assurance from Ebiras who are living in Ondo State that they will cooperate with the security agencies and that the incident, to them was something that they themselves feel very bad about. That is the grass in Ondo State. We have assurance from them that they will do all they can to make sure that they don't repeat itself again.
According to him, the Ebiras promised to cooperate with government to end crime and criminality in the state. The governor said the people have agreed to work with security agencies in the state to end crime and rid themselves of criminal elements.
I also have received a letter from the Inuit, that is the leader of Ebira in the world. He has also written a letter to us commiserating again and expressing his own embarrassment as to what happened. So we live here today with the belief that our brothers in Ebiras who are here will at least work to ensure that there is security in Ondo State, at least. And it means that we have charged them to discuss with all their people and have information that they have been meeting since this thing broke out to discuss with their people and ensure that we cooperate with security agencies in reading
Akeredolu, who stressed the need for peaceful coexistence among residents of the state, noted that no development can take place in an atmosphere devoid of peace. The governor appealed to residents of the state to be security conscious and be alive to happenings in their environments. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
Staying with the insecurity crisis, President Muhammadu Buhari has bemoaned the multiple challenges of insurgency, banditry and kidnapping facing the country, which he says have stretched the utilization of security agencies and other resources. At the launch of the National Crisis Management Doctrine, the President explained that due to the challenges, the Office of the National Security Advisor had reviewed the National Counter-Terrorism Strategy, which he launched in August 2016. The newly launched management doctrine is aimed at bridging the gap created by the extensive deployment of security services through fostering collaboration amongst ministries, departments, and agencies. Buhari urged the Office of the National Security Advisor to continue to play its coordinating role amongst crisis response stakeholders to achieve greater success. In the meantime, at least 13 persons have been reported killed after a bandit attack in Karakuka village of Gasol local government area of Taraba State. Reports say many others were injured. It was also gathered that no fewer than 6 vigilante members lost their lives in the attack. Sources say the vigilantes also killed 6 of the bandits. Police spokesperson in Taraba confirmed the attack on Karakuka village and said efforts are in top gear to restore normalcy. He added that officers have been drafted to the scene to convey the corpses to a nearby morgue as investigations commence. Away from insecurity, the Edo State government has described as absolutely false a report by a civic tech organization, Budget, that it owes its workers, insisting that it is up to date and consistent with payment of salaries. The government said that even local government council workers are not owed any salaries. In a statement, the special advisor to the governor on media projects, Crusoe Osage, said the report was unfortunate as not only are state workers paid as and when due, but also enjoy a minimum wage of 40,000 naira, the highest in Nigeria. He advised organizations developing reports on the state to seek accurate information from relevant authorities to avoid going to press with incorrect information. Not leaving issues of remuneration for workers, the Nigeria Labour Congress has recommended a 50% upward salary review across board for workers considering the current economic realities. The Labour Union made the recommendation in a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari. The letter was a response to the economic prescriptions by state governors. The governors had pushed for the elimination of petrol subsidy, the retirement of civil servants from age 50, and the reduction of National Assembly constituency projects, among other prescriptions. The union lambasted the governors for seeking early retirement of workers, saying anyone promoting the idea should be treated as an enemy of the Buhari government. You're watching the news at 7 on OSRC television. You can also watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook, OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel, OSRC TV Ondo. The news continues shortly. Please stay with us.
From hamlet to villages and to towns, across the 3 senatorial districts of Ondo State, we bring the news to your doorstep because you own the news.
Thank you for staying with us tonight. Speaker of the Ondo State House of Assembly, Bamidele Oleyelogun, has promised that the state legislature will continue to support the fight against drug abuse and its effects on the youth and residents of the state. Oleyelogun made the promise while playing host to top officials of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Zone 1, led by its commander in charge of Ondo and Ekiti states, Mr. Parabawa, in his office. House of Assembly correspondent Omoshileola Adesoye has details.
The worrisome state of youth involvement in drug abuse and trafficking formed the basis of the visit of the NDLEA officials to the legislative arm of Ondo State government. The zonal commander of NDLEA in charge of Ondo and Ekiti State, Mr. Parabawa, said the advocacy visit to the legislative arm of Ondo State government is part of efforts to wage war against drug abuse and trafficking. While highlighting the dangers in the ugly trend, he urged the lawmakers to help by taking the crusade to their various constituencies and warned individuals who engage in such acts to desist or face the full wrath of the law.
War against drug abuse was put in place by the Executive Executive in order to let people know the implications of drug abuse and trafficking and partner in, because he believes it is a problem that we can address. And it should not be left to NDLEA alone. You know, like it is often said in society, security is everybody's business. So he felt this is an issue that we should address together.
The speaker, Mr. Bamidele Oleyelogun, who observed that most crimes committed are driven under the influence of drugs, charged everyone to get involved in the war against substance abuse. He also informed his guest that the Ondo State government has put in place various measures at curbing the menace and assured them of the support of the State House of Assembly in ensuring zero tolerance for drug abuse and trafficking in the state.
I want to assure you, sir, our doors are open to you, and we encourage you to see us as a partner in progress at any given time. Knock the door, we are ready to open for you and assist you. Even if there's any area at the local level that you want us to enact any law, we can join hand together, we'll take it in. With the Speaker Ekiti and the other member there, we are ready to do it, so that you can record success in all ways.
During the visit, the commander also presented a plaque and a copy of NDLEA quarterly magazine to the speaker. Omoshileola Adesoye, Osrc News.
In recognition of his selfless service to humanity, Rotary Club of Akure has bestowed a Distinguished Service Award on Dr. Felix Ali, Head Media and Corporate Communications of the National Space Research and Development Agency, NASDA. At the award ceremony, which also marked the inauguration of Michael Kunuyo as the club's 42nd president, Nigerians were urged to place humanity above self. OSRC's Zahid Aribisala has more.
Okakoko-born Dr. Felix Ali, one of Africa's leading space analysts, beside his professional exploits, has placed premium on advancing societal development through interventions to alleviate unemployment among youths and succor to the needy.
Felix Ali has defined himself as a strong, indefatigable and committed communication strategist.
These virtues and contributions inform the presentation of a Distinguished Service Award to him by the Rotary Club of Akure, an organization advancing humanitarian assistance. Standing in on his behalf on the occasion is his brother, Femi, who described the honor as a catalyst to do more.
Felix Ali is a household name in journalism industry, both in Ondo State and Nigeria generally. I believe this award will also motivate him to do better, and he has been doing it, and I know him, he will continue to do it.
The 42nd president of Rotary Club of Akure, Michael Kuduyo, described the intervention of Dr. Felix Ali in economic and community service as worthy of emulations for many Nigerians.
We don't give award just like that. We need to check the personality, how the person has impacted into the community. That's why if deem it fit that is worthy to receive Rotary International Award. That's why we gave him Dr. Felix Ale.
A former colleague of Dr. Felix Ale at the Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, where he at a point served as journalist, commended him for being a positive change agent.
One thing that is peculiar with Felix is that he's highly respectful, he's humble, he's gentle, he's diligent, he's focused. And all these things coupled together has made it to become what he is today.
The Rotary Club of Akure also used the avenue to celebrate others who are contributing to development of society.
If everybody contributes his quota to bring up people who are down, even in our environment, the world will be a better place to live in. Service brings honor. When you service your people, the reward is honor.
Guest lecturer and president, Ondo State Customary Court of Appeal, Justice Eunice Alade, canvassed the need to resolve legal provisions hindering humanitarian assistance in different parts of the world. For the world to become a better place, the Rotarians stressed the need to place humanity above self. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma has urged the federal government to identify the brains behind crude oil theft in Nigeria and bring them to justice. Speaking to State House correspondents after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja, he asserted that the act is a cancer that must be dealt with to stabilize the economy. He warned against treating perpetrators as sacred cows, underscoring that anyone involved in the practice must be brought to book, irrespective of whose ox is gored. On politics, Governor Uzodimma maintained that attention should shift from the single-faith presidential ticket of the ruling All Progressives Congress to development conversations. According to him, it is time to put an end to the Muslim presidential candidate debate and leave Nigerians to decide whom to elect. Tragedy struck in Tarai village of Kibiya local government area of Kano State following the collapse of a building that led to the death of 3 siblings. Father of the deceased, Abubakar Usman, listed the deceased as Umar Abubakar, Aliu Abubakar, and their sister Aisha Abubakar. According to the father, the siblings, aged 4, 5, and 7, lost their lives when their mother's room collapsed after 2 days of heavy rainfall. Chairman of the local government, Al-Qasim Shike, commended the Kano State government and SEMA for donation of relief materials. Moving to the foreign scene, Taliban fighters today beat female protesters and fired into the air to disperse a rare rally in the Afghan capital, Kabul, days before the first anniversary of the group's return to power. About 40 women marched on the Education Ministry in Kabul, chanting bread, work and freedom. Despite the pledges made when it retook power, the Taliban has limited Afghan women's rights, including keeping high school-age girls out of school. Reports say some protesters who took refuge in nearby shops were chased and beaten by Taliban fighters with their rifle butts. And now to end the news at 7, another look at the major stories. Towards further securing Ondo State and its people, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has met with Ibiras in the northern senatorial district of the state. The governor, while briefing government house correspondents after the meeting held behind closed doors, said no effort will be spared in protecting the lives and property of residents. The Ondo State government has described as false the reports by an agency budget, including this state among states owing workers' salaries. The government made the clarification in a statement by the Special Advisor to Governor Obaseki on Media Projects, Crusoe Osagie. The Nigeria Labour Congress has recommended a 50% salary upward review for workers as against the early retirement prescribed by governors. The Labour Union made the recommendation in a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari. And from the foreign scene, we told you that Taliban fighters earlier today beat and dispersed female protesters demanding rights to work. That's it on the news at 7. Thank you for being a part of it. Good evening.
ti yàtọ̀ tó bá fẹ́ ra fóònù tó gara máa bọ̀ ní Tony Blaze ó ti yá náà. Tony Blaze. Tony Blaze. níbi kára fóònù kàtà fóònù síbi tẹ us tí Tony Blaze Ventures ò gbowó ẹ̀ Android phones iPhones body phones tuntun tó great Tony Blaze kì í ta